A sales geek over at Sales Qualia. Let's talk about the second sales accelerator, the second of 9 sales accelerator. Today, what I want to talk about is authority voice. So first of all, what are the sales accelerators? So every startup that's getting out of startup mode and building towards scale needs to implement what we call the 9 sales accelerators. These are 9 selling systems around how you generate leads, how you work your sales pipeline, and how you convert and keep your paying customers happy. And so today what I want to talk about is what we call authority voice, how to show your authority voice to your marketplace. And here's why this is important. I mean, think about your company, think about your product, think about why you started your company in the first place. You started your company because you saw a problem in the marketplace. You saw a problem that nobody else was solving the right way, or none of the existing solutions were solving at all. And you know more about that problem than probably anybody in the world, including your prospects, because that's all you're doing each and every day. And so it's your responsibility, and frankly, it's your opportunity to show your market, show your prospects how you can help them with their problem by teaching them, by educating them, by leading them to the right solution, as opposed to simply selling to them. So let me just sort of talk about the importance of authority voice from the perspective of the buyer, and why it's so important that you build and show your authority voice as part of your sales process. And then number 2 thing that I want to do today is show you a really simple model that I call educate, separate, indoctrinate. Okay. So let's talk about authority voice from the perspective of your buyers, right? There's lots of different maps out there that talk about the buyer journey. But at the end of the day, it's really, really simple. When you think about your prospects, there's kind of 3 main steps that they go through whenever they're thinking about or considering to make a buying decision. So the first step, number 1, is they become problem aware. So that's just a company saying, look, we have a problem with our current system, we have a problem with our current platform, we have a problem with our current process. And they basically decide, okay, we know that there's a problem. They've identified the problem, and they start to investigate more reasons why that problem exists. Is it something wrong with the process? Is it something wrong with the people? Is it something wrong with the products they might be using to solve that problem? So step number 1 is they become problem aware. Okay. So step number 2 is if they decide they want to pursue the next stage of their buying journey, then they become what's called solution aware. And that just means that they're going out and doing a bunch of research. They're going to websites, they're requesting demos, they're talking to their current vendors, they're talking to their current suppliers. They might be going to virtual events, online conferences, in-person events, whatever it is, wherever the places are and the ways that they can collect information about solutions that might solve the problem that they've identified. That's step number 2. So step number 1 is they become problem aware. Step number 2 is they become solution aware. Then step number 3 is they reach a decision. And that decision, of course, it may mean that they're going to purchase a product like yours. They might purchase from you. They might purchase from a competitor, right? They have other decisions they can make. They can decide to do nothing, right? They could decide to wait to make a decision. They could decide to hire consultants. They could decide to go back to their current solution and try to improve it somehow. They could make a decision to audit their current process and see if there's a change in a department that might be handling this problem. There's all kinds of different decisions that they can make. It doesn't necessarily mean a buying decision. They're just going to make a decision as to whether or not to take action on the problem that they've identified.